Welcome to the dinner table with your host, Q Hefner. Yeah, shout out to my girl, She. Man, she all the way in New York, man, doing her thing. You know, she's a fashion stylist. She's in New York doing her thing, man. She got a fashion show she doing. I mean, and if you need your closet, you know, she come and she rearrange your closet in order and color coordinated. That's her thing. Yeah, that's her thing. So, but shout out to her, man. This our first show we getting going on. Shout out to my dude Miles, the engineer. Once again, this is the dinner table every Thursday, 7 p.m. Today is going to be an emotional show, but it's going to be a good show, informational, educational, all that good stuff, man. But first of all, let me talk about what's going on. Let me talk about what's going on in the entertainment world. Because when I came into the studio today, they was just wrapping up Trey Songz. What's going on with Trey Songz, man? I don't want to see it. I just heard, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even understand it. I don't care about it, but do your thing. Whatever you need to do to sell your records, homeboy, do your thing.
It works. It works.
Y'all seen it?
Yes. I haven't seen it. I saw it. I haven't seen it actually. But
I'll show you.
I've heard that it's amazing.
See?
I saw it.
Well, let me introduce my guest for the evening. Like I said, we got a very informational show today. We're talking about my sisters, my girl, my best friend, everything. This is my dog right here, man. We're going to be speaking about her surviving breast cancer. She's going to take you through her journey, her testimony, and her support team, which is her twin, Monique. It's a very informational and emotional story, but you know, I just want to introduce y'all to, because we were talking about the Trey Songz. Y'all came in and I didn't get a chance to introduce y'all, but no, y'all good.
Trey Songz.
No, y'all good. I'm just talking about all this. I look on Facebook and all I see is Trey Songz. I'm like, what's going on? And then I'm like, okay, I'm hearing what's happening, but I ain't got time to see or none of that. I don't want to watch none of that junk. So all the ladies been talking about that.
We love him.
Yeah.
That's all
And you said that with
Trey
conviction.
Trey Songz has
She
a
leaned
great,
into the microphone and said, I love it.
great voice.
Awesome. I even love E40. Thank you.
Oh, and you know what?
Right?
Shout out.
I wish E40 could see this, because he sponsored us. He need to.
Shout out.
We got product production right here. We got Earl Stevens. That's that Mango Scotto.
Shout out.
You dig? So if you've never had Mango Scotto, man, or if you had it, you already know what it is. We own a half a glass, and you know all it take is maybe one glass, and it's a wrap. You dig? So
Right.
once again, I want to shout out to my man Miles Dixon for having us here at Podcastic. You can go on www.simplypodcastic.com and you can check us out every Thursday. This is the dinner table. We want to speak on what's on your plate. And I think, man, we just going to jump right into it, because we got one hell of a story, and it's going to be longer than half hour, 40 minutes. We're going to have a two-part. So we got this weekend, next week. So we'd like y'all to just hang in there with us, man. So once again, we're going to start off this. We're going to start from the beginning, right? I got my girl, Milicia Poole, right? But we call her Mimi. Now,
Okay.
at Chrysler, way back in '96, right? This is the first person that introduced herself to me. She came up to me and was like, "Hey, my name is Mimi," and I was like, "Damn!" When I turned around, I'm like, "Damn, you find it up?" You know, I'm young. I'm 23 years old, man, getting into the plant and everything. But from that point all the way up until now, you know what I'm saying, she been solid, man. Like, never changed, never switched up, always real. You know what I'm saying? So we've been.
She is on too.
Huh?
She's coming up too.
Okay, yeah. And so yeah, we always stay close, man. I mean, you know, this is my daughter's godmother. You understand what I'm saying? That's how close we are. So, you know, the story that we getting into is, you know, I know the story, but I want the viewers to understand, and then someone may be going through what she's going to speak on this evening and can get some information from her. And then we talk about Mo, her sister, man, her twin sister, man. I mean, that's like, you know, yin and yang, man. That's my sis too. You understand what I'm saying? And we've been rocking for a long time.
That's my gravy to my rice.
See,
Okay.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
the tooth to the paste.
What? Okay. That's the tooth to the smile. Okay. That's my
That's the
baby
cool
over
to
there.
the laid.
It would have been tough. Can I just say first, Miles, I appreciate you having me here. Q, thanks for inviting me. If you watching, thank you. I miss you. Wish you was here to be
Hey.
here with us. So I appreciate it.
She online, I'm gonna bring her on.
Okay, thank you so much for having. I wish you was here, but I just want to say it was a long. It's been a long journey. I'm gonna just start there.
Yeah.
When I first found out I had cancer, I never forget it. It was July 24th, 2018. 2018.
Yeah,
but before
go
that,
back. Yeah, I was going to say go back because we
Because-
need to start like from the beginning
when
when you felt the lump. So,
Right. Right.
So when I felt the lump, I actually had one of my boo things felt the lump.
Okay.
And he was like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He say, "Feel that." I'm like, "Okay." Now thinking on way back, I remember feeling a smaller lump, but I've been getting my mammogram since I was 40. I ain't scared to go to the doctor now. So I had been getting my mammogram since I was 40. They didn't see no lump. You know, I had to go back for, when they see some kind of abnormality, they had you come back
Right.
6 months, you do the ultrasound and all that. They still hadn't seen nothing. So fast forward, my friend feel this lump. I wait about 6 months, Q. I don't do nothing about it. I'm a little scared. And I'm thinking, no, this can't be that.
I
You know
got a
what I'm
call.
saying?
You got a caller already.
Connor, we got a caller already.
Oh, we
Okay.
doing callers right now? That's what's up.
Caller,
Welcome to the Q and C show. Thank you for calling in. This is the dinner table. What's on your plate? Hello? I know you're there. I can't hear you though. You might have to speak up a little louder.
Speak up, baby. Speak up.
they call back.
Okay, we gonna get off into this story now. Now, continue what you were going through when you said you first felt the lump and you waited
this
6
is-
months.
But when I think of it, I first felt the smaller lump. That was years ago. But I thought nothing of it because I was getting my mammograms. I trusted them mammograms. You know what I mean? I
Right.
trusted them.
Right.
So fast forward, probably like 2017, one of my boos rubbing on my breast, fondling me up real good. He like, what is that? You know? And I'm like,
Can I pause you for 1 second? Q, can you please give your Facebook, because for some reason some people can't get on. They texting me. I'm getting all kind of texts saying they can't get on here to watch this.
podcast?
So maybe they can watch it on your Facebook page.
I
Okay.
don't know if he got
So
it.
he
Okay.
gon'
Or however Miles can do it.
Now, what?
Sheila with y'all too.
Okay. Well, continue with the story, and I'll go on. I'll go on Facebook
So-
and I'll tag.
thank
Right.
you.
So,
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Miss
Hey.
Lady, how are you?
I'm good, and you. Thank you so much for being on our show. Greatly appreciate it.
I wish you were here. I thank you so much, though. I'm loving to tell my story. If it can help one person, that'd be awesome to me.
See you there?
Yes, and we want to hear. We want to share. So thank you. I'm in New York right now, but yeah, can you hear me?
You stay safe. Yep. So as I was saying, when he felt the lump,
Okay.
he told me, he like, you need to get that checked out. Well, I waited and waiting. 6 months later, I decide, let me go on and get this checked out. This was my annual exam, which women need to be doing anyway, getting all them goodies checked out, keeping them fresh and clean. So I go to get the exam, and the doctor feeling on me, and he tells me, he say, well, that's probably just a little tissue. You know, don't worry about it. We're going to get you a biopsy. Now, twin had already been through a biopsy. She been through the same thing. She had to get the biopsy. Hers came back good. I'm praying for the same thing. I'm like, we twins. We got the same thing
Right.
going on.
Right.
My stuff going to be great.
Right.
So when you do your biopsy, you got to wait, y'all. And that's another thing. Y'all got to excuse me. I have my hot flashes. But when you do your biopsy, you got to wait. It's a waiting game. You got to wait for at least, I had to wait for about 7 days before I got my results.
Okay.
Woo-wee.
Now that's a question that I have for you.
Yeah.
Now, the anticipation of that, for you getting your biopsies and you had to wait 7 days to get the results, what was that like? Could you sleep? You know what I'm saying? What was, you know what I mean? What were you going through at that point?
I think my thought at that point was, I know I got cancer. Now I'm scared.
Wow.
But you know what? She never let it show. She never let it show because I was at home worrying probably just as much as she was.
Right.
But when you talk to her, you say, man, she is being so strong, you can't tell.
Yeah.
You know?
But for those 7 days waiting on those results, I was around the house. My mind was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your mind just wonder, you know, because anybody that you've heard of that had cancer, what you think? They died. That's death. It's automatic death.
Yeah.
So them 7 days came. The nurse called. I'm like, oh, Lord. Okay, the nurse called. I said, well, maybe she calling to say the doc want to explain what the lump is. That's tissue or whatever. He just want to explain it. I said, okay, cool. She said, you come on in so he can, you know, explain everything to you. So I said, okay. 15 minutes later, the doctor called me.
Wow.
I knew then, Q.
Yeah.
I got cancer. I was so scared because Mo had been through the whole road with me for the biopsy and all that.
Right.
And I was so scared to call her and tell her I'm on my way to get the results.
Yeah.
It was 3:00 in the afternoon. So I pulled up to the doctor's office. I go in. The nurse come in. She wiping the counter down and stuff. She said, has he been in yet? I'm like, no. I'm like, oh, Lord. Nah, my stomach rolling.
Yeah, yeah.
So he comes in. He finally come in. I got this old doctor. Real nice guy, though. He been doing this for a long time. So he get that. I never forget it. I never forget that chair, that round chair that the doctors sit on when they roll up to you.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, I took this job to give good news. He said, but I also took this job because sometimes I got to get bad news. And I said, I got cancer, don't I? He was like, yeah, you do. My heart was broken. I didn't know where to go from there.
Right.
Where do you go? Your instant thought is death.
Right.
I got my daughter was 11 years old. I got grandkids. Wow. You know, you watch people that have been through cancer and you go to their funerals.
Yeah.
My friend rap and you see everybody crying, their family crying. And I didn't want my kids to go through that. But what do? You know what I'm saying? What do you do when you get that diagnosis?
When you I'm sorry to cut you off. When you found out that you had cancer, did you like I want to say for a better word, I don't want to say mad, but did you question God? You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, I felt like, why do I
right.
this?
Like why me?
Why do I gotta do this? Why do I gotta do this? And that was another thing that was emotional for me because you look at so many other people and you like, now everybody's normal. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm the one that's fucked up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was tough for a minute, you know, and I called my family that day. I called Mo. And she just was like, wow, you know what? I can't believe it. And everybody came over to the house and they were so supportive and we sat around and, you know, the kids cried and then I sat and I thought, you know, what else can you do?
Right.
Now, I mean, I can't just whip this cancer out of my chest and everything go back to normal. Nope, I got a process I got to do now.
Yeah.
So then I prayed to God and I say, hey, I need you now.
Man.
I need some kind of strength to... Because now I know I got to go through this. So when they finally, I got my best doctor in the world. They called him up. It was 5:00 in the afternoon. Mo and everybody went with us. He said, tell her, come on over. Come on over. And I'm so thankful I did because Twin and I, it's a whole big old story. We could be here at y'all podcast forever, but
I mean, we got 2 parts.
We were adopted.
Right.
And so... we didn't have a history of anything with us. So to find out I had cancer, luckily, thank God for my husband because I got the best insurance in the world. So I was able to get genetic testing and come to find out Twin and I got the BRCA2 gene.
Wow.
So the BRCA2 gene is a gene that causes breast cancer, colon cancer, ovarian cancer, cervical cancer.
And what is it called again?
It's called the BRCA, BRACA gene. It's a BRCA gene. It's a BRCA1, a BRCA2. We had the BRCA2 gene. Wow. Now, they tested me for like 150-something genes. Out of all of them, that's the one that came back.
Wow.
So I say that to say, I finally got a hold to the doctor. We found me an oncologist. She went with me to the oncologist appointment. This man brought us, we came in the room, what'd he say? You got cancer, this the kind you got, showed us these pictures on the wall. If he didn't break my spirit, we just cried, me on, cried and cried and cried.
Worst doctor visit ever. We went in there happy, telling jokes to this man.
Wow.
This man had us crying, leaving out of there like it was no hope.
No hope at all, like I was done.
No hope.
So I went back to this surgeon, this guy that said, come on in and see me.
Yeah.
I said, I can't do him.
Yeah.
I can't, and that's one thing, ladies or gentlemen too, because men can get breast cancer too. Don't accept anybody. You ain't got to.
Right.
If it don't feel right, don't accept it. And so my surgeon told me, he said, listen, I got a good doctor. He's slow as hell though. And when I say he's slow as hell, he's slow as hell. He's an awesome doctor. And he saved me, Q.
Man.
I did. I started chemo in September of 2018.
Now for people that don't know, going through chemo, that's a whole nother level.
Man.
You understand what I'm saying? Like I have my aunt, rest in peace, Neen. She had breast cancer. She went through chemo and she got worse. You know what I mean? She was always laying down. She was always tired. She was always, and it was just really beating her up.
That chemo is a whole nother beast. It's a whole nother beast. That chemo had, if you go on my Facebook page, I documented, I tried to document everything that I've been through. I still got my port scar where they had to put the actual port in my vein that went up my neck. I lived with that for almost 2 years.
Wow.
You know, and I did chemo through that every Monday. Thank God for my twin. You came and seen me all the time. Mark Dennis was always there. My best friend Erica was taking me, you know. Everybody was making them sacrifices, and that's the hugest part of that. Is that a word?
Support. Yeah, I was about to say huge. I was about to say the onlyest. She said the hugest.
We gonna roll with it.
Hey, Mimi.
That support team.
I gotta.
You look at me this way.
Hey, Mimi.
That was the biggest thing for me is to have that support, and I feel so bad for people that don't have that. You know, it's tough. It's tough. The things that roll through your head when you hear you got cancer.
But could you ever tell?
No, you know what? The thing about it is, y'all personality and spirit is always like 100 on 100. It's always good, you know. So
my daddy got us that way. My daddy was amazing.
By us being cool, and we talked, and so I heard everything. You know what I'm saying? And we cried together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We talked for hours. I asked questions.
And Andre.
Yeah, Dre Day. Yep. Yeah, Dre Day was there.
I
Absolutely.
cannot forget my baby.
Right.
Yep. And then, so it's like, so you know, but your personalities, man, is just so big. So, you know, that's kept y'all. It makes you strong as well too, because you got to have that confidence. You got to have that personality. You got to have that spirit.
That positivity. The best thing for me was I'm gonna survive.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I had cancer, me and Twin had just went in 2018 to my cousin who had passed away from cancer, breast cancer.
Yeah.
39 years old.
Wow.
I was at her funeral with the lump in my breast. I had breast cancer then.
Wow.
We had her funeral and she died from breast cancer, and I got breast cancer. But I don't know yet.
You don't know.
I don't know yet. But I know I got that lump cause I was told you better get that lump checked out. I know I got that lump, but I hadn't got it checked yet.
Let me see. You still on the air with us? I know you in New York. I want to send a
yes,
shout out to my
I'm still here.
What's happening? Let me tell you about my girl.
Hey, I'm still here.
She's in New York, man, doing her stylist thing, man. You know?
Is she gonna be back here with us next week?
She'll be back next week with us.
So it's gonna be cute.
Absolutely, I will be back next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
There it is.
And Mo.
And Mo. She, do you have any,
Getting in
you have
there.
any questions that you want to ask? I want to make sure, I pull you in. I know you got tons of questions because we've been talking about it. So is
We
anything that you
have.
want to go all the way from New York, man? I'm glad you were able to tap in with us, man. And I miss
I
I
am
miss my
too.
co-host, man. This is our first show, and she had to go do her thing. But I respect your hustle and your
That's
grind.
right.
You feel me?
Yes.
Thank you. I
And I'm
appreciate it.
glad
You know,
that
I
God
would.
got you there safe. You know.
Hey, thank you, Lord. We did make it
Amen.
safe. Thank you,
That's
Jesus.
right. What's your question you have to ask the ladies, concerning, surviving or anything, going through the breast cancer, the testimony and all that good stuff?
Yes, my question. So, Mimi, I just wanted to know when you first found out that you had cancer, breast cancer, when you first heard the news, how was your attitude and your mood towards the news that you were given?
So when I first found out, well, I had already had an idea. I felt it. It just
Hmm.
felt like, something wasn't going to be right. I had already felt it. So
Right. I remember you saying that.
I was broke. I was broke, actually broke in half. I mean, to hear the word, and just think about it. Just think about it for a second. If you go to the
Hmm.
doctor and the doctor roll up to you and he say, you got cancer. What do you do? And I was
Right.
by myself. I was too scared to call my sister because I didn't want to break her heart. You know what I'm saying? And I was too scared to tell anybody. I didn't want to tell my kids because, everybody think that's
Right.
certain death. And sometimes it is. You know what I'm saying? And I get so
Hmm.
emotional because I feel bad that some people hadn't survived it. One of my friends that I've been real cool with, her name is Netta Boone. Her mom was going through breast cancer at the same time that I was, and unfortunately, her cancer was one that she couldn't survive.
Wow.
And
Wow.
they brought her home. An amazing thing. They brought their mama home. They didn't let her their mama stay in no hospital
Yeah.
or no nursing home or no hospice. They brought her home and somebody was with her all the time and she fought breast cancer as hard as she could and it made me feel bad because I know that God was with me and I know that God was with him too.
Yeah.
God spared me, and I'm thankful that He did. And I feel bad that she don't have her mom here, and I consider her mom one of my guardian angels. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't nothing she could do, and she used to watch my videos. She used to love when me and Mo used to clown when I was getting my chemo. But just imagine her laying and I would watch her videos.
Yeah.
Her laying in the bed fighting cancer, and there wasn't nothing else she could do. That could have been me. You know what I mean? And it make me think about my kids, and that's so hard. That's so sad that it's people that don't survive it, and it's so unfortunate. But it is people that survive it.
Yeah.
If you
And we
check it
sitting
in the
right
beginning.
here.
Let me
Hey,
tell
I
you
was
what
about to say, and
kind.
you're one of them. You're one of
I just
them.
want to tell you what kind of cancer I had. It's called
Yes, I
duct.
wanted to know that.
Okay, yep. It's called ductal carcinoma. So now there's an invasive and there's a non-invasive. So, of course, me. Which one y'all think I got? The invasive.
Yeah.
I got the invasive. Invasive means it doesn't spread to the breast tissue. It's done took over lymph nodes because I let it go. I was stage 3 by the time they found out. It looked like my cancer had split apart and I had 2 tumors, but it was one. It was one. And it had gotten that large. So it wasn't no way I could get around not doing chemo.
Right.
It wasn't no way I could get around not doing radiation. Just wasn't a way around it. And when you hear chemo, what's your first thought?
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my hair.
Yeah.
Y'all know
About
about
That was my
I
next
had
question.
my ponytail forever.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, like, when you start taking chemo, can you let the viewers know the effects of chemo? Because I know it may be different for everybody, but what did you go through when the chemo, when you went through chemo?
It's so crazy because when I first started it, Mo's there with me the whole time. They popped a little. I don't know if you can see where's my camera at? Can y'all see that? Look, I'm trying to
She's
show
trying
y'all
to
my
show her
little-
girls. Right.
But that's where my port was at. And that's where they had to stick the needles. I had a double port. So I either used one side or the other. And that's where I got the needles poked in. And it was a catheter that went up this main vein to get to my heart,
Wow.
to get the chemo to my heart.
Yeah.
Y'all, chemo eat up everything. Eats up everything, tear up everything. When I first started it though, y'all kept me up on the essential water.
Yeah,
I done
yeah.
shouted them out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
y'all.
yeah, they gotta
Y'all
sponsor
drink
us.
Plenty of that water.
Yeah. I was at
But that was a huge thing
Sam's
at Sam's
getting
Club buying me cases
Right.
of water. And they
Right.
kept me on that water. And so the first 5 or 6 treatments, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I got this. What?
Right.
I'm calling Mo. I'm like, girl, I still got my hair. I still got my hair. Everything is, I said, if this the way it's going to be, I'm good. The 8th treatment, Q. I called Mo. I said, girl, my hair's spinning out of control. I got hair all on the counter.
You sent me a text with your hair, and I'm like, wow.
And then the
Wow.
transformation started. And that was the hardest part for me because when you're so used to, I was in the bartending scene.
Right.
You still there, baby?
Yes, I'm still here. Yes.
I was in the bartending scene and so I was always out there. I felt like I was the girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to have chemo just change your whole way.
Wow.
Everything. I mean, it ripped my hair out. My hair looked like, what was that on?
Don't do it.
What was the old man on Sugar Hill?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pops.
It was tucked in.
He say,
And I
need to go
laughed.
to the dentist. He was
Right.
like, why? He's like, because my chops hurt.
But that's how my hair looked.
Right,
Except it was
man.
thinner. And to go from me having long hair to looking in the mirror and your brows going and your lashes going and I'm looking like, oh my God, why?
Right.
Why me?
Right.
Why me? You know what I'm saying?
And listen, days I would come to the hospital to see her, I would purposely put my hair in a ponytail because I felt so bad because she was losing her hair. I said, Mimi, I'll cut my hair. You want me to cut my hair?
yeah.
No, y'all, don't cut y'all hair.
Yeah.
Don't cut y'all hair.
Yeah.
I didn't want them to feel like that. I didn't want
Right.
them to feel like they had to cater to
Yeah.
because of what I was going
Yeah.
through. I wanted them to still feel good,
But that's part of the being somebody that's there for you.
That's right.
To make
That's
you
right.
feel good, to
Yeah.
make you, that's the easy way to help you get through this.
Yeah.
Because you can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Because you can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
So whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you comfortable, we gonna do whatever that is because you gotta be here.
And she was in there rubbing my feet, y'all. I had lost my toenails. I lost my fingernails. They was coming off. I had, at one point, the chemo had damaged my tongue so bad I couldn't talk.
Wow.
I couldn't talk. That's how much it had peeled the skin off my feet. I couldn't even walk.
But wait a minute, tell them about
Wow.
the bag,
The what?
the chemo bag.
When the lady
That we had to
poked it
take
in the room.
home.
Oh man, y'all! I wore a fanny pack for 21 days with a needle in my chest at home for 21
Wow.
days, 7 days off. 21 days, 7 days off.
Then you had
21
one time.
days,
wasn't
7
it
days
poking?
off. It came out.
Okay.
The chemo mo I don't know what I was doing in the kitchen. I think I was frying some chicken with some flour, and I come back in because she had took off work. Thank God for my sister, y'all.
I love you, girl.
Man,
She had took off work and came and stayed
you're
with
going to
me.
make me put my windshield wipers on.
Y'all, she stayed with me. She brought an air mattress.
Right, I know, right?
She brought an air mattress and slept in my living room.
Wow.
Twin wiped my ass. I'm sorry. Am I not supposed to cuss?
No, we cuss. You can say whatever.
Oh, well, shit. I was holding back. Okay. I don't know how I could have made it without. You know what I'm saying? And when I say I'm so thankful I got a twin, it's been the best thing ever.
Right.
But I don't think
Wow.
I don't know what I would have did. You know what I'm saying? She was rubbing my feet, and she done went out bought a foot massager. Her and the girls, my girls, Dominique and Sasha, Leisha, they was always there. You know what I'm saying? But when they couldn't be there, she was there every Monday for my treatments. We was ordering up food at Beaumont.
See? You know, the thing about it is, like, the one thing that kept everybody's spirit up is because your spirit was, you didn't let us see. Like when you had your videos on Facebook and stuff like that, you was walking us through your journey. We was cracking jokes. I think I might have said a joke too soon. Because you was like, too soon. You was like, too soon.
You are always too soon. I just want to say that.
Always.
What did you
That's
say,
his thing,
Q?
always.
Right, exactly. What did you
You
say?
I said, don't say it.
He said, let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Okay.
Let it go.
I let it go, man. Let it go. I mean, we can joke about it now, but I mean, I
don't remember.
You don't remember?
No. And I know
Say
I
it,
was
what was
there.
it?
I said, oh man, people gonna hate me for this. But you know what? First, let me get this disclaimer right here. These are my sisters.
Do you hear him?
She listen.
Are you listening?
These are my sisters, man, and we.
Look, Miles,
Yes, I hear him.
It's
I don't know
no
what to do.
holds barred when it comes to us.
That's right.
You understand? So,
right.
oh, I don't want to say it.
You got big budget, but I have it. You gotta,
You know, I don't care. Say it.
I said finding chemo. And
Lord, forgive him. See, and I be telling everybody when I do
Hey,
this,
listen,
I have to
that's
say,
not funny.
wait,
Listen, that's not funny. Listen,
he's going to kick us off the video.
Listen. Look, these are my sisters, man, and we crack jokes. It's like,
All day.
I do that because I wanted to be regular and wanted to laugh. But she was like, "Oh, too soon, Q, too soon," and she hung up, and I felt bad. You know what I'm saying? I felt bad, but at the same time,
It was okay because
You know it was all love.
yeah, it was all
Exactly.
love. You know, it was all love.
But that's
Oh, you never knew that?
No, I
that's
don't.
what helped. That's what helped to keep me going. You know what I'm saying? And when you think about it, at the end of the day, and for anybody out there that's dealing with it, what else can you do? Mm-hmm. What else is there to do?
But get you
to fight.
a good support system.
Exactly.
You have to have a good
System.
support
And let me say
system.
this: if you don't have that,
And it sounded like you had a great support
oh
system.
my God, I'm so thankful. I got 3 beautiful daughters. My twin, my niece, my nephews, my grandbabies. Even they was in the hospital with me. You know, laying up in the bed with me, and you know, it's so awesome to have that. It was just the best thing ever. I'm so thankful for that.
Man. So what was your? Because I know you were deep in the prayer. I know you prayed every day. What was your relationship with God? I know grew stronger. and
Absolutely.
Stronger. What was that like? What was your prayers and I mean, how did you? I mean, emotion. I know you're emotional talking to God. How was that?
So I was able to take off work and be at home, and so I was just always at home, just me.
Right.
Zoe was at work.
Yeah.
Kamaya was at school. So I was able to sit at home and just always thinking. And it would be days, I'd wake up in the morning and just bust out crying like, I can't believe this.
Man.
I can't believe this. I never would have thought. You know, it take you back to your childhood, growing up, and you never think about no cancer shit growing up, you know?
Yeah.
That ain't never a thought in your head. You know, and me. I was only 48 when I found out.
Wow.
You know?
So let me ask you this question too. How important, because I know sometimes, especially men, we don't go to the doctor, you know what I mean? And I know some women, you know, they're supposed to go their yearlies or whatever, but how important is mammogram?
Oh, I done caught some tuna fishes in the bathroom.
Did you?
I done ran into a few of them. They ain't been to
Man.
the OBGYN.
How important is it to have your mammograms, you know, and get checked and
So let me say this. I was let down with the mammograms, and let me say this. I don't want nobody to not get them. You gotta get them. You still gotta get them. But
Right.
every month do your self breast exam. You take showers. Go in the shower. Lift your arm up. Rub on them titties real good. Rub on them real good because I was getting my mammograms. I was getting them at 40. I started my mammograms at 40.
Yeah.
You know, and that didn't detect it. It was the lump that was found that detected it. They've been giving me my mammograms and told me, go ahead, see, Miss Spoon, you good. You good. All your mammograms all right. And all the time, I got cancer.
Wow.
So had I relied on them to keep on going, who's to say where I would be at right now?
My sister called me yesterday and said she has to go back to the doctor because they found some tissue in her breast. And she called me and she was, kind of like choked up.
That is the most scariest
And I told her, I said, even Tanya had to go back, it's but they didn't find anything. And so she said her doctor did say, that's kind of common to come back because it may be some tissue or something, you know what I mean?
And see, most women breasts are dense, so they are a little heavier, a little more tissue. So it is kind of tough to find them lumps. So they do have you come back and check. Well, every time I came back, they was like, them lumps all right. You good, boo? No, I wasn't. All the time it was cancer. So you can't
you know
rely
what?
on just the mammograms. You gotta do them exams. You gotta do them self exams, and don't wait till the last minute.
Right.
Because the last minute is the last minute.
The last minute.
That's it.
So
Mimi, I've heard of that too. Like I've heard women. I do my mammograms, but I've heard women who've gone and got their mammograms, and then a year or two later, they found out that they had breast cancer, and they're doing their yearly exams. So. Yeah. Like you said, you have to do those self-exams at home and make sure there's no lumps in your breast. Do your own examinations.
Yeah.
Hey, talking about that, my cousin was 39. This is Mo. My cousin was 39 when she found out. Hey. And, they tell you don't have a mammogram until you get 40. So she didn't have one. Her breast cancer was at the 4th stage when she found out.
Wow.
So it is very important to check yourself.
Yep.
Very important for men and women. Even at 20, I would suggest you check yourself.
Yeah. I had a family member at 23 that had breast cancer at 23.
Oh, my God.
Well, hold on, we got us a phone call. Welcome to the dinner table with Q and She. It's going down right here at Podcastic. What's on your plate?
This is Leisha. Hey, mama.
Hey, that's my daughter, y'all.
Hey, baby.
I was just calling to tell you I love you.
I love you too. She was a huge.
That's so sweet.
She was a huge support when she found out. She ran over her. My niece and nephew, they came right to the apartment. We had tacos that night, and they lifted my spirit up. You know what I mean? And I knew that. Hey, the fight is on, but I'm ready. I'm ready to battle. This
Leisha. That's my daughter.
Leisha. Okay. Now, for the people on Facebook Live, no, I really can't hear. For the people on Facebook Live, you can't hear the phone calls. But this is Leisha. This is my
niece.
This is her niece. This is the sport team. She called just telling that her aunt or mine that she love them.
See that support? That's it.
Right.
Yeah,
Leisha, we love you.
Yeah, and that support is everything.
Yeah. And it's different when you were adopted, you know what I mean? So we got just a small family. I mean, I got other family that we grew up with, you know what I mean? But in all actuality, when you think about it, it's just me and Twin, and the kids.
Yeah.
And that's all I need, baby.
And it had to be a fight. It had to be a fight.
Yep.
Now, we're going to get up. I'm sorry.
That I love you.
I love you too, baby. You sound like she.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leisha.
Right.
Now, question that I have, you spoke on the chemo. Now, speak on the was it the radiation?
So let me say this.
That's what I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. Okay. So we started. I started 3 months of chemo. I did. So you're supposed to do 6 months of chemo. So the first 3 months was on the first half. I did September till December, and then I was so glad when the doctor said, "Okay, we're gonna stop chemo. You good? You can drink." It was the holiday. It was Christmas time, y'all. I cracked open the Patron. I couldn't wait to have me a drink. I was off of chemo for a good month. I started feeling good again. I was able to get up and get around, and then January 2nd. 2019 is when I had a double mastectomy. I chose to have both my breasts removed. I chose to have both my breasts removed because of the gene that we carry.
Yeah.
Right.
When I went through those first 3 months of chemo, I'm like, shit, I don't want to do no more chemo. I don't want to have to go through cancer again because of my left breast. So I decided, let's just go ahead and cut them both off. Do whatever it is I got to do. and we'll go from there. Now, when I did have that surgery, y'all, I had to have drain plugs in. Twin took off work again. Twin took off work again. Her best friend came, stayed with me. Ajane, they came and stayed with me, and she cleaned my drain plug. She was amazing. She could get paid for being a nurse. She was amazing. So, and I, when you look in the mirror and you got both your breasts removed, you don't have no nipple. I couldn't keep that because the type of cancer that I had was where it started. Was in the milk dud, in the nipple. So my surgeon was like,
the milk dud?
Like
Oh my goodness.
You got the white chocolate milk dud
I
though.
thought she said in the milk dud. I'm like, in the milk dud.
Only you, Q. Only
It
you.
looked like milk duds,
Man. See?
But because that's where it started, my surgeon was like, no way I would put that's almost like putting the cancer back on you.
Cancer back. Yep.
Right. So
Damn, I didn't know we could see she. What up, she?
Hey. Hey. I am out here. Look, I'm literally on Broadway, and I'm on Broadway and 110th Street on
You in Brooklyn?
on Broadway and
Good
Cathedral.
talking right there.
wow.
Broadway, New York, New York.
Manhattan?
New York. Hey.
Yes, I'm on
okay.
Broadway and Cathedral, right
That's
here in the
what's up.
corner, enjoying this
awesome.
New York life for a
Be
moment.
safe out there
See,
with these
look,
fools.
and not only that,
Yes.
this is this is like the part of the story where the support team and God and just your sister, your twin, because twin did the same thing, right?
Yeah. Twin looked at me and went everything that I went through with that chemo. Twin was like, "Oh hell no, not me.
See?
And listen,
I can't do that."
these
I won't.
doctors want you to.
And then she got them. Ooh,
She got
okay.
they sitting up right. They sitting up.
And that was the thing. That was another thing that kind of hurt me a little bit. The radiation. Radiation is horrible on your body. It made that's where the cancer was at. Was in my right breast. It draw that motherfucker up so bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
motherfucker, say it.
Okay, it draw that motherfucker up so bad it looked like a prune, y'all.
Damn.
So
Wow.
because the
Yeah,
skin
radiation
was so,
can be harsh on your body.
Man, it was terrible.
rough.
And so because the skin was so thin, I couldn't get a larger implant. Lord knows I wanted one bad as hell. I wanted to whip the titties out of every chance I could get. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
My girl, man. I love
Now,
y'all
I have
together,
another
man.
question for
Go ahead,
Mimi.
she.
Yes, ma'am.
Mimi, let me ask you this. How did all of this change your life for the better after you went through this whole ordeal? What made you want to share your story and let other people know about the cancer and breast cancer and everything that you went through? What was some of the good points in it? Because I know we always talk about the bad and how it affects us, but what was some bright sides to this?
Okay.
If you have any.
So, right here on Facebook Live, you can't hear the questions that my co-host she asked. She asked Mimi, "What is some of the good points? What are the good sides of bouncing back,
Going through this situation.
going through the situation with breast cancer and chemo and radiation?" So I just want you guys to, because you can't hear the question, so I'm just relaying the question to you. So when you hear her answer, you'll know what she's answering to.
So basically, one of the main good points is because we were adopted, everything starts with us. And I was able to find out that we had the gene that carried cancer. So now I'm able to relay that to my kids to save their lives. They able to do what they got to do to make sure they check and not go through what I went through. So that's one of the key things to me that was huge, because I wouldn't wish this on nobody. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want nobody to go through this. And then another thing is I've talked to so many people who say thank you. I just was talking to a lady. I had an attorney I was talking to, but I was talking to his secretary, and she said that she was scared to go to the doctor. We got
to call her real quick. Thank you for tuning in to the Q and She Dinner Table. Thanks for calling. What's on your plate? What question do you have for Mimi and Mo, or Mimi or Mo?
Well, I don't have a question at all.
Okay.
I just wanted to let them know that I love them.
That sound like
Hey.
bro.
Brother love them.
That sound like bro. Is that you, bro?
Who
Yes,
is that? Chef.
That's Chef. Hey, Chef.
Hey, Chef. What's up, baby? Thank you for calling. That's been another one of my support
I'm going
teams.
to support y'all whenever. And
Absolutely.
however,
Thank you
whatever.
so much. Thanks for
Right.
watching too. We appreciate it.
Yeah, I
That
appreciate
chef
you,
online
bro.
saying he calling, saying he support him, that he love him.
Love you too.
know, just let y'all know who's calling because y'all can't hear. That chef on the line.
Mimi, I love your support system. I hear it and I see it, and I really truly love that, because in something like this, you definitely need a true, authentic support system, and you have it. I can hear it and I see it, and I love that, because going through something like this, you need everybody that you can have to be there to support you and bring you through this.
Oh man, and she, to kind of go back onto that question you was asking me, another thing was to be able to show people that you can survive. You know, I
You
was
can,
talking to
yep.
one of my friends. She lived in an apartment. Jimmy Davis' wife. I don't know if he watching or not, but I had so many questions for her because she had went through it. You know, everybody that I seen, anybody that I even looked at that. Damn, that's a shame. I'm judging that had a bald head that I felt like maybe went through chemo. I would step to him and be like, "Hey, you look good. I mean, was it okay?" You know, I was just asking everybody because I was so scared, and
Right.
and to get that, and then to think of chemo. I didn't think it was a medicine like that, to receive like a injection. They put an IV in. I thought chemo was like you go on a machine and they blast some stuff on your body, and you know what I mean. And here I am laid up in the bed getting all this medicine. You know what I mean? And but not knowing this medicine is just tearing my cells up, tearing my body up, just eating me away. And
Wow.
I still to this day have the effects of that. My feet, I have neuropathy. My feet, it tore the nerves up in my feet, and my nails are still bad. I even make them bad because I'm picking at them still. But anyway.
So listen, what we're going to do is right now, if you want to call in, we're going to take one more caller. The number is 248-854-9850. Is Chef still there? The chef's gone. Okay, so listen, if you want to call in, we're gonna get one more caller in. 248-854-9850. You can ask your question real quick. We're gonna wrap up in a little bit. Like I say, this is the first part.
Yes, make sure y'all call in.
Yeah, we talked about the when she first found out and the trauma and the journey from that part. So tune in next week too as well, because we're going to have them back. They're going to talk about the radiation. We're going to talk about going through it, coming out of it.
And
We're going to give you that. We're going to give you that good part of it. You know what I'm saying? And winning and surviving.
Amen.
And just coming through.
Yes.
You can't do it without the support team, without God, man. He's heavy, and he has to be in everything that you do. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do at this point at the show, I want to ask y'all a question, right? This is our movie questions. I'm gonna say a line from a movie.
Oh, Lord.
I'm gonna say a line from a movie, and I want y'all to see if you know what it is. Okay. This is from one of my favorite movies, right?
Can I just do a disclaimer really quick?
What's that?
I go to bed at like 6 o'clock, so if it don't come on before then, I don't know.
If you don't know this,
I got you.
if you don't know this,
Come on. Okay.
we got a caller. Okay,
We got a
before
caller.
we do the movie, then we got one caller. Thank you, caller, for calling Dinner Table with Q and She. What's on your plate? What question do you have, or what do you want to talk about to Mimi and Mo?
I don't have a question. I just want to say that I love you guys.
Hey, T. Hey, best friend. I love you guys
Here
too.
listening. We love you so much.
Hey,
best
you
friend,
so much.
I love you too.
This was another one. T, she was there
T?
when I.
That's my
when
best
I-
friend.
When
That's
I
T.
had
That's
my
their
double
best friend calling
friend.
Hey.
She's
Oh, sorry,
married
y'all.
with kids, and her husband said, "Go and be with her." And I'm so
That's
thankful.
the most support, y'all.
Yeah,
Get
but
that
you know
support
what?
system.
Let me just say this real quick, because I don't want nobody to feel like you can't survive this without support.
That's right.
Because there's some people that don't have that. They just don't have it. You know what I mean? But you still gotta have that strength to say, I can do this. I can make it. I gotta fight. It's the only way. It's the only way. So it's awesome to have that support. It's the best thing ever. But if you don't, you still can do it. And if you don't, you can call on me. I'll be your support. I'll come rub your feet for you because I know what it's like, you know?
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Thank
T
you, best
calling in. That's their best
Thank you,
friend.
best
Thank you for
friend. I love
calling.
you. I love
We got
you.
another call coming in.
Thank you for calling in.
The dinner table. The dinner table is going down with your host Q and She. What's on your plate? Do you have anything to say to me and Mo? Or do you have a question?
They went out.
Oh, they went out? Okay. Well, listen.
Call back.
Here they go.
There
They're
they
calling
go.
back. Thank you for calling the dinner table. This is your host Q and She. We're here with Mo and me.
Mo and me.
That's right. So, do you have anything to say to them, or do you have a question or anything you would like to say?
I do have something to say.
State
to
your
my
name.
Beautiful queens right here on this.
Hey, that's my kid. That's my daughter.
The family is getting through. The family
What's
is getting
up,
through.
Dominique?
Yes.
That's
that
Mimi's
lady-
daughter calling in.
That lady right there is my heart. That is the strongest woman I know, and I thank God for getting her through that battle. I'm getting emotional right now.
That's all right.
Wow.
Yeah, because it was
I thank
rough.
God for getting her through that.
Yeah. It's
You went through that to be able to be here to uplift the next person.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna say women, but I'm say men can get it too. To uplift the next person, to give them hope, and to know that it can be beaten. Keep your spirits
right.
up.
yeah. And I'm so
Stay
thankful that God lets me be able to look at you still.
See.
You know? It's a blessing.
Now, for y'all that know, that's Mimi's daughter, Dominique, man.
I love
I
you
know
too,
she
boo.
was there for her mom. Saw her mom go through it.
Sasha too. Sasha probably sleep. My baby probably working right now.
She calling and said her mom is strong. I just want to let y'all know because I know on my Facebook Live y'all can't hear the callers calling in.
Oh, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, so she calling in and saying her mom that she love her mom, that she's strong, and you know,
I
hey, that
appreciate
support
that.
team is no joke, man. Dominique, what's happening?
Yes. Oh yeah. You know, I was there. I was showering that lady. I was straining.
Okay,
See?
she was
What I
too.
had to
That's
do, my
right.
queen.
That's right, baby. I thank you. I love you too.
That's my baby.
That's right.
Thank you. I love you too, baby.
All right. So listen, we're gonna
Hey,
get
I
back
see
up.
my sister Bonita. Hey,
See,
Nita.
And listen, we only got a couple more minutes, but what we're gonna do is get back to the movie questions.
thing,
Yeah, we're gonna do that. And don't forget that this is part
trying to get
one.
off of that.
So if you didn't get a chance to call in and ask a question tonight, you will be able to get call in next Thursday. Every Thursday at 7 o'clock. Part 2 is next week.
And she gonna be here
And
next
she
week,
gonna
right?
be here next week. She's out
Yay.
there. She is out there.
She-
Hey, she out there in New York doing
Enjoy
her
New
thing.
York.
Fashion stylist.
Okay,
You
get that
dig?
bread, baby.
So my movie question is this. I'm going to say a line from a movie, and then I want to see who's going to answer the first or the
We
fastest.
need a buzzer or some shit. You can't
but
just
it's-
have me out here like this.
I don't have no paddles or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, throw your phone
See?
up. That's what you do.
this is okay. Here's the line. Yeah, you wrote the song, but you don't know the goddamn words.
Oh shit. I don't know what the fuck.
Who know
is.
that out there? He say this. Yeah. You wrote the damn song, but you don't know the goddamn words.
Is it
Do we sound like that?
Yes, he does. He sound like that. Do anybody out there on my Facebook Live? He said he looking at her in the window like, yeah. You wrote the. You
Tina?
wrote,
That's Ike talking to Tina.
what's the movie?
What's love got to do with
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Hey, do I get
I
some
was feeling so bad that I couldn't answer.
with steak fry?
Hey, look, somebody said, what's love got to do with it?
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Y'all know what's coming to America too
I was
coming
probably
out.
gonna say thin line. No, it ain't no thin line, man. You know.
Hey.
But it's going down. Thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, man, next week, make sure y'all come back to the dinner table. This is every Thursday at 7 o'clock. We have part 2 with me and Mo. We talked about when she first got breast cancer and how she went through the chemo, and we're going to talk more about the radiation. But we're going to talk about how she came through and the surviving part, and you know, just good spirits and stuff, man. Because it's still, you know, it's always a downside, you know, because you do hear that it's people that pass away from breast cancer, but we have, you know, a living legend right here. You know what I'm saying? She came through.
Well, you
know what I'm
just made
saying?
me feel some kind
I
of
mean, for
way.
real, man.
Jay-Z.
Because at the end of the day, man, you have a testimony because you're here. You know, and hey, this my best friend, man. You know, I went through the emotions with her. You know what I'm saying? We cried and we talked, and she educated me so much on breast cancer. And just to hear her say, "I'm done.
Oh man,
I'm done with everything." You understand what I'm saying?
Y'all, I got hang time with the
Man.
hair now. it's
Come
coming
on now,
back.
look at her hair. She got that.
These scars is my war wounds.
See?
What? I ain't playing no games. I'm gonna show them all off too.
Yeah.
Show 'em all. And the girls is getting together. What?
There it is. So make sure y'all tune in next week, 7 o'clock. You can go on the podcast. You can go on www.simplypodcast.com or Podcastic, and then you can hear everything, the questions and all that, or I'll be back on Facebook Live.
Please,
Thank
y'all go
for
to
tuning in.
Podcastic and call me. Call, because I'll answer them. I'm your support.
There is she. I love you, she.
I can't wait to see you next week.